Okay, I wanted to cover this sooner, but I didn't have time to. So I ended up having to end stream a little bit earlier than I wanted to previously. So we never got the opportunity to cover this guy, but I feel like now is a good time to talk about him. This, as my stomach rumbles from being so hungry, this is life under communism, chat, is Caleb Maupin. Caleb Maupin is a fascist. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's more or less covers it. He's a fascist who calls himself a communist. Many might call him a tanky. He is a writer for Russia Today, which is a pro-Russia, like, fascist publication. He's just an overall piece of shit. If you want to learn about what he believes, go watch Vosh's debate with him, because Vosh crushed him so hard in that debate that ever since then he's been coping about Breadtube. In fact, his copium reached such toxic and such critical levels that following his debate with Vosh, he got to work on writing a book. That's right, a book. And it's published, and you can buy it on Amazon. And it's called Breadtube Serves Imperialism, Examining the New Brand of Internet Pseudo-Socialism. And then, like, the little Breadtube symbol, you know, the little blue and purple gay bisexual lighting thing by Caleb Maupin. Oh, and they've got the little globalist emoji there, too. Ooh, love to see it. Anyway, this was basically a cope book where he wrote about all the Breadtubers he doesn't like. I'm actually not sure if I even made it into the book, frankly, but we're gonna go ahead and take a look. We're gonna take a nice look at some of the excerpts from this book that we can find. I'm gonna go ahead and go full screen because I'm not sure if we're gonna see someone spreading their asshole on the timeline here. We gotta be a little bit careful, you know. We gotta be a little bit careful. We want to find a few snippets from the book. Here's a little bit about Vosh here. Here's a little excerpt about Vosh. We can't get the full book, and no way am I buying Caleb Maupin's book. So we're just gonna read the little tidbits we can find on Twitter and just have a good time with it. So here's the Cope post about Vosh. The personality of the 25-year-old indicates signs of narcissism and sex addiction. Some have speculated that his blatant rudeness and inability to comprehend other people's views indicates he may be on the autistic spectrum. Ableism, of course. I mean, he is a fascist. He's not like a progressive person. He doesn't like gay people. He doesn't like trans people. He doesn't like people who are who have any type of disability. He's a fascist. Also, Vosh has been open about being autistic, so it's a pretty funny meme. Vosh seems to have a bigoted view of inferior rabble, not as sophisticated as he and his wealthy neighbors in Beverly Hills. Because he grew up in Beverly Hills. In his perspective, the calls for economic justice from the working people in the Rust Belt are class reductionism and fascist populism. Ah, yes. We should be homophobic and sexist and racist because it'll make rednecks in the Rust Belt that don't like gay people happy. Here's another good meme. I have legitimately obtained a perfectly legal copy of Caleb Maupin's book, and I couldn't even get past the acknowledgments without noticing an incredibly basic mistake any copy editor could have caught. Acknowledgments. So these are to give you an idea of Caleb Maupin's beliefs, these are the people that Caleb Maupin likes. I would like to thank Arthur Porter for his cover design, Denise Rampula for her proofreading, and Denise, you did a bad job, and Jason Ross for his layout. I also want to thank everyone who helped contribute to this book with research and moral support over the past 2 years, as I have been subject to a widespread personal smear campaign. Huh, so he's been making this book ever since around the time that him and Vosh debated. Interesting. Special thanks to Brenton Lengel, Peter Coffin. Wow, Peter Coffin? Who would have thought? Peter Coffin, Danielle Burke, Dakota Lilly, George Earhart, Ramiro Fuentes, Fuentes? I don't know how to pronounce that. Nathan Rich, Peter Coffin again, Justin Simmons, Lily Goldklang, Joe Gale, Charlotte Ford. This is a bunch of fucking names. Yeah, I imagine if you looked into the history of any of these people, you'd find them to be just as, morally bankrupt as Caleb Maupin is. I want to find some funnier bits here. Yes, here's one about Caleb Kane, aka Faraday Speaks. So for those of you guys that don't know, early on in Breadtube's sort of burst into popularity in early 2019, a man by the name of Faraday Speaks made a video that went mega viral. So viral, he got interviewed by Kevin Roose from the New York Times. I also got interviewed by him. Just throwing that out there. Just throwing that out there. And he talked about how he was radicalized into the far right and how he managed to get out of it due to a lot of Breadtube videos, right? And from there, as Breadtube got more mainstream publicity, it got bigger, and it was a really good time, And he put up that video shortly after the Christchurch shooting. So here's what Maupin has to say about Faraday Speaks. Kane's story might be more compelling if from there he had become a terrorist or committed hate crimes, but it stops there. New York Times narration has one expecting that Kane became a suicide bomber or mass shooter or joined armed attempts to overthrow the government. However, he did none of this. The extent of Kane's brainwashing was listening regularly to right-wing voices online. So as you can tell, considering that Caleb Maupin is a fascist, he actually doesn't care about the alt-right pulling people in, because Caleb Maupin is a NasBol. He views the alt-right as an ally to him, because the more people that get pulled away from intersectionalism or intersectionality, the closer to being far right they are, to the point where they might be susceptible to like lefty like economic positions, but still socially far right, like Caleb Maupin is. And here's a tweet from me that popped up on the timeline. I think Caleb Maupin somehow hates Thought Slime more than I do, and they started a smear campaign against me, saying I had a sex cult. Source, picture of Caleb Maupin's new book I stole from Bad Empanadas Twitter. Yeah, for those of you guys that don't know, Thought Slime is a slimy piece of shit who accused me of having a sex cult and then blocked me. Anyway, falsely, of course. So here's a video about Thought Slime's channel that even I would, as much as I hate Thought Slime, as much of a piece of shit as Thought Slime is. Oh, is this the real oh my god, is this the real Caleb Maupin in my chat? Oh my god, is it actually? It could totally be a troll, but Caleb Maupin's like a nobody, so I can't tell. Keep lying and distorting my arguments. I appreciate the advertising. I have not yet heard one honest, good faith criticism of my book yet. Hey, Caleb Maupin, why did you not do enough research to figure out that Vosh has openly said he's autistic? Why did you have to do that little speculatory segment talking about how people speculate Vosh might be autistic when it's literally one of the most well-known things about him? I mean, I'd figure after, doing so much research for this book, you'd have something to say about it. Come on, Caleb. Caleb. My boy. You there, buddy? Caleb. I think he might have dipped. Did he run away? Come on. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Caleb. Caleb. Are you in chat still? Let's see if it autofills. Let's see if it autofills his name. Oh, he's still in chat. You're still in chat, Caleb. Come on, buddy. Come on, man. You apparently did a lot of research for this book to do your little smear piece on all these content creators you don't like. How could you not know that Vosh is very open about having autism? I mean, it feels like if you're going to make a book that you're going to publish and try to inform people about these topics, you would go into it. Oh, also, of course, talking about Faraday Speaks and how apparently the far-right radicalization of young people into, I mean, you would think you'd be against it considering a lot of it is anti-socialist and anti-communist, isn't a problem, about how many people have been radicalized into doing things like what the Christchurch shooter did, which was the inspiration for Caleb to make his video. You'd think that this would be an important thing to talk about, but you've condemned people for discussing it, in your book here. Nothing? Yeah, I feel like I've given him long enough. He's got nothing to say. He's got nothing to say. What a pussy, dude. That is hilarious. Well, hey, Caleb, I appreciate you coming into chat now because guess what? That means I can make the title Caleb Maupin joins chat while I roast his shitty cope book or whatever. Bye-bye, buddy. Let's see what Maupin had to say about Thought Slime, who, by the way, I do hate. I do hate I do hate Thought Slime. I do think Thought Slime's a piece of shit. But I have a feeling that this is going to be out of left field as fuck and not any criticism that is valid to Thought Slime whatsoever. So I'm pretty sure this name is a dead name, so we're not going to use it. I'm pretty sure they go by Matilda or something now. I don't know. Thought Slime's videos tend to fixate on things like slime, feces, genitalia, and other things deemed to be ugly. Mildred? Oh, I thought it was Matilda. Okay, Mildred, I guess. Okay. What? Thought Slime's channel is much like the Netflix show 13 Reasons Why, and that while it appears sympathetic to the mentally ill, a lot of Thought Slime's content is about trans people, so I guess he's calling trans people mentally ill. Not a surprise. It more or less encourages and enables people to fixate on their depressed, rageful, and suicidal feelings, wallowing in self-pity, anger, and hopelessness. Yeah, about what you would criticize like the alt-right for, huh? Damn. This is hilarious, though. I find this hilarious. There are people, there's different levels of cope, right? There's tiers of the cope that like a far right figure would go through when they get blown the fuck out by a Breadtuber. So you've got like lowest tier, like Peter Coffin levels of cope, where you get like blown the fuck out on Twitter, you get mad and you say you're abandoning Breadtube, and then you fall into obscurity, right? That's like the lowest level, right? You just have a little Twitter meltdown, that's the end of it. Then you've got like Sargon and Styx Hexenhammer levels of cope, where you get blown out in debate, and then you make a video about how you're not going to debate Breadtube anymore, and why other right-wing YouTubers shouldn't either, as like a warning to all the other right-wing figures not to engage with Breadtube because they'll get blown the fuck out, and out of self-preservation, you shouldn't do it. And then there's getting blown out by a Breadtuber in a debate and then writing a book and publishing it as like a smear campaign against these like 25, 26-year-olds on the internet that make like lefty content. That is the maximum level of cope, and it is astonishing to me. And it's even funnier that Caleb Maupin came into my chat to like talk shit and then had nothing to say back. Hold on, I'm really curious. Is this... He hasn't blocked me yet. He tweeted recently. Let's see what his tweet is. Every time one of these Breadtubers make a video or streams about my book, of course, telling a pack of lies and misrepresenting my arguments, my sales numbers go up. They are so desperate for content, they cannot help themselves from helping me. It's a tragic comedy. 41 likes. I tweet MILFs. I just tweet the word MILFs on Twitter, and I have 200 likes in an hour. All right? Like, come on, dude. Like, dude, your sales aren't going up because people are making fun of you. Relax, dude. You're not that important. Nobody cares about you. You're an irrelevant far-right hack. People are making fun of you because you made a book about them. When you make a big cope book about leftist YouTubers, those leftist YouTubers are probably going to make fun of you for it, especially when it's as like pathetic as that, you know? Yeah. Oh no, he didn't delete his messages in the chat. I banned him from the chat. As fun as it would have been to like see him coping in the chat and whatnot, he wasn't going to be active anymore. He ran away, so might as well ban him, you know? I don't like having Nazis in my chat. I gave him like 2 minutes to respond. He didn't say anything. Even the ancient Greeks would have not come up with this molding. Yep, Caleb Malden. True. Wow, he is terminally on Twitter. They say the only good fascist is a dead one, and it's totally okay to kill Nazis, and they announce to the world falsely that I'm a Nazi, which I am clearly not. Do the math. They know exactly what they're doing. Ah, yes. We want you dead so bad, Caleb. What a good meme. I'm surprised he hasn't blocked me on Twitter yet. He's blocked Vosh, and I think he's blocked quite a few other people. And it's also kind of hard to claim that people are misrepresenting your words when we're literally reading excerpts from your book. Kind of hard to do that. Like, Maybe you can say we're taking the excerpts out of context, but when we're just criticizing the print of what is in the book, the bits that we're reading right there, I feel like it's pretty hard to claim that we're misrepresenting you. We're literally reading excerpts from your book, claims you made about these people. But hey, I mean, it's all on you, buddy. We do an RDR2 after the segments? No, I'm ending stream and I'm eating. We've done 5 segments today. That's a damn good stream, in my opinion. Been streaming for 3.5 hours. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video and us dunking on Caleb Maupin live in the chat, then please leave a like on the video, subscribe, ring the bell icon if you haven't done that already, so YouTube actually tells you when I go live or upload a new video. You can also follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and join the fan Discord, all through the links down there in the description below the video. You can also, if you want to support me financially, donate or subscribe on my website, Xanderhal.com/live. You can also hit the join button to become a channel member, which is like subscribing on Twitch or my website, but on YouTube, or super chat to donate. Or you can even subscribe, gift a sub, or prime sub for free on Twitch. And of course, you can always go the extra mile by pledging me on Patreon. All of these things are highly appreciated. Any form of support you lend, whether it be a view, a like, a comment, or a donation, or a sub, all those things are always appreciated. I appreciate your support, and yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.